Hey, and we are back. What's going on, everybody? Salute to everybody out there. Appreciate y'all as always. Hope you are doing well. Let me raise this a little bit so y'all can hear me a little better. It's another great night, man. I'm here with my guy John, and I'm happy about that. What's up, John? How you doing, my brother?
What's goody? Finally back in the building. Excited to be here. Long time coming. I've been in hiatus.
Yeah, man. Listen. Priorities, when duty calls, work and stuff. John's been busy and he's got, all the family duties. He's super dad. So a lot of stuff going on, but he's been able to juggle and make it work. And we've been able to get it cracking. We find a way. We find a way.
We do it. And shout outs to you for always holding us down. You know what I mean? Like always coming through in the clutch, man. Can't say enough about the man.
Iru's been fantastic, man. Shout out to you, Iru, wherever you are. Appreciate everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to the chat. I appreciate y'all. I know just starting the show, people be starting to flow in. But shout out to DJ Space Ghost. Kim King is in the building. Salute to you. He said, Anya. Yes. Bo Ismail is here. Salute, Bo Ismail. Appreciate you. And Dwayne Dennis in the building. What's good? Appreciate you. So bear with us. We got our guest. She is here waiting to get it cracking. That's right, Kim King. Anya is our guest. So this should be a pretty dope show. I'm looking forward to chopping it up with her. We're gonna get her out of her comfort zone a little bit, talk a little NBA, and then we're gonna bring her right back to her comfort zone when we get into the second half of the show and chop it up about hip hop. So this should be pretty dope. Hey man, listen. Without further ado, why keep waiting? Let's get it cracking. Now, guys, listen. Look. I'm not perfect. I'm a little busy. I just got to keep it 1,000 wow with y'all, okay? I've been a little busy, and I tried to get a lot of stuff done yesterday. I got the core stuff done, the main stuff. But unfortunately, when it comes to the did you know, you already know. We're going to use the same one we used. Listen, I apologize, but it's a transition screen. Y'all know how it is. Y'all know what
maybe
it is.
They don't know. So
yeah, it's a possibility you don't know. That's true. But anyway, let's hit you with this did you know, and we'll be right back with our special guest, Anya. Hey, welcome to the show, Anya. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you.
What's going on? Thank you for having me.
You got it. You got it. Thank you for being here. Once again, everybody, this is Anya Labella. She is joining us today. I think you guys are going to really enjoy, getting to know her. Obviously, as when we get to the second half of the show, getting to know her hip hop story and how she got involved with all this stuff. But right now, we're gonna, kind of, like I said, pick a brain, get her thoughts on some of this NBA stuff, because it's real life stuff. You can always comment on stuff that you know about. You know what I mean? So it should be pretty cool, man. I'm definitely looking forward to it. And of course, later, stay tuned because we're going to hear some of that music from Anya as well. It's pretty dope.
And hopefully we get a little acapella in there too. A little acapulco.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's a if you can, I understand because of everything going on. It is what it's.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank y'all.
Shout out to Brooklyn Butch. Appreciate you. Salute. 3 capital S's.
Okay,
He's on his J Boogie. Yes. All right. So listen, you guys know how we like to get this show cracking. This is the first half of the show. Let's get it going. That's right. It's the first half. That's the NBA half. So, we got to get into all the craziness that is happening around the NBA. And believe you me, there's some craziness going on. There's always, and especially revolving around, the team we're going to take a look at first. It just doesn't stop with this team. I feel bad for them, but you know what I mean. Look, it's not a knock on them. We just talking. We just talking. Anyway, we like to get into this and call this the NBK news break. First up is the Charlotte Hornets in chaos, folks. That's right. They are in flux over there. They don't know what they're doing. I shouldn't say it like that. They're trying to do something, but just there's a lot of real life stuff happening over there in Charlotte. And unfortunately, all it does is hurt the team. You guys haven't been aware, they just recently cut Kai Jones.
Okay, I
Kai
heard about
Jones.
that. I was
Oh, you did?
wondering what
Okay.
the chaos was. I was wondering what the chaos was.
Okay, well, there's a couple things. So they cut Kai Jones, who is. Let me just see. I'll tell you guys because I want to be thorough about it because I'm not sure if I know. Yeah, okay. Kai Jones is a 6'11" forward slash kind of small center, with a lot of upside, very athletic, can jump through the roof. Like, if you guys know, like the top leapers in the league, Kai Jones is one of the top leapers in the league. So he's super athletic. He's got a lot of good attributes to his game. He can play some defense. He's explosive. His shot, he still needs to work on it, but they saw a lot of promise in him. So the fact that they're cutting him after he was so highly touted tells you there's an issue there. And we have talked about this before on the NBA wrap up. Kai Jones, don't know what's going on with him, but it looked like he might have been suffering from some type of issues that's got him acting in a certain way that most of the people around him aren't used to. So let's say it like that. Okay. And because of those type of antics and the way his personality and the way he's been lately, I think Charlotte just felt like it was too much of a burden to continue with this. They got a lot of things going on with them, and so they wound up cutting him. So what do you guys think about the fact of the Charlotte Hornets or any NBA team, having a player that's kind of going through some mental issues or dealing with some episodes and cutting him rather than maybe taking another route and kind of putting him like away from the team and kind of working on his mental health? What's your thoughts on that? Let me ask you, Anya, to start up. What do you think about that?
I mean, honestly, it's crazy because we hear about it so often now. A lot of players dealing with their mental health, and it's like instead of helping them, like you said, they just cut them, and that's just the cycle that they go through. So,
Yeah,
it's feeling like I don't know all the stuff behind him, but it's like another, Ja Morant situation. You know what I'm saying? But at least I hope he has the same somebody around him, you know what I'm saying, to help him and guide him to where he needs to be because, mental health is really taking a toll on a lot of people. So
yeah, it's true. John,
Yeah.
what's your thoughts on that? Because I'll be honest, I'm just gonna say my piece real quick. We talked about Kai Jones, and I thought he was tripping. I thought he looked a little wild. What was going on with him? I was taken aback because he was out of sorts. And apparently he's got himself a little boot thing, and I don't know. He's in love or whatever, but I think they may be doing some stuff that they shouldn't be doing, and it's kind of taking over his life. But my whole thing is, I wasn't expecting them to cut him. I mean, I thought he needed some help, but I didn't think they were going to cut him. So, what's your thoughts, John?
Yeah, I think everything that's going on in Charlotte is a little bit wild because it's all happening right after MJ sold the team. And it's interesting. It's almost like he had a crystal ball and was like, yeah, I think it's time to move on.
Right.
The whole, Miles Bridges situation now, you're talking about, Kai Jones, who's dealing with mental health issues, potentially, something else maybe, showing itself. But again, it's really like Anya said, it's like the NBA doesn't really have the support mechanism intertwine in their professional development or within their resources. And I think that's a part of the issue that they're going to have to deal with, because I think there was a player about a year maybe before the season started or maybe sometime last year, that had decided to retire very early.
Mm. Wow.
And I forget the young man's name, and he wrote a letter to the NBA and to his
Oh
fans thanking
yeah.
them.
Oh, I can't remember his
And
name.
so the young man was highly touted from high school, went
Wow.
into, had a good career in college and made the NBA, but then he was like, I can't deal with the pressures of the day in and day out
Yeah.
of the
Right.
NBA and all of that. So the NBA is facing something here, and they have to meet this head on, and hopefully we don't see a lot more going on. I mean, we all know the Delonte West story. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yes, yes, yes.
And that's a tragedy. You know what I mean? Somebody who was he wasn't a superstar, but he was a mainstay
Hmm.
in certain places. I think he started with the Celtics, if I'm not mistaken, and then moved on to Cleveland, and
Yeah.
had some really good years. I think maybe Mavericks too. But again, it's sad to see these players not given the help, that they actually need, or the support, or the counseling, that they may need to have on a day to day. So the NBA has to do some work around mental health and other things. Also, addiction is also a big one they need to
Oh, most definitely.
overcome as well.
Most
Uh,
definitely.
yeah. And I, it's kind of interesting because the NBA, when it comes to taking a stand or being really pro everything, especially with regards to community issues and things of that nature, they're really at the forefront. They're usually one of the leagues that is really out there and very you know uh uh intuitive, understanding what's going on in the community. And also they're not necessarily, they can be reactive, but they're more proactive than other leagues. So I'm kind of surprised that a league that posthumously honors players who pass away before their chance to be drafted. They have these draft classes, and they honor these people, players that may have some type of threatening injuries and can't play. They honor those people, and even some of those people, a couple of them have gone on to have jobs within the league, like just to keep them around the league somehow. So I kind of find it hard that when you have a player that's on a team that's dealing with maybe some mental health issues. I don't know. Maybe it's just, maybe it's not mental health, and they're just abusing substances. Who knows? But
Right.
it seems like it could be mental health. Whatever.
Because
So
how
you
old
would.
is he?
Oh, let me see. He's very young, very young.
He's
Uh,
like 20 or something like that. He's super
And
young.
that's another thing. These kids are young, fresh out of high school.
well, he's
A
22.
lot
He's
of things
22,
are
but that's still
different
young.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just kind of surprising that you would think that even if Charlotte puts Kai Jones out there and says we're cutting him, that somebody in the league office wouldn't go to Charlotte right away and say, "Listen, I don't know if you should cut this young man. Maybe you should work with him. Let's see if we can get him in an NBA program to kind of help him see what we can do before just cutting him from the team." But whatever, it's neither here nor there because that's what happened, and he is cut. So I'm sure he's going to find a place. Believe me, some other team is going to take a chance with him.
The question
But
is like, will it be the road that a lot of players take that are cut by an NBA team, which is like the G League? You know what I mean? Will he have a chance to come up through the G League and hopefully get everything assessed before starting to play? Because you go right into playing, you sort of build a tendency, or yeah, you can mask what's going on just because of your play. You know what I mean?
right.
And you don't solve any issues. And I think, Anya, I think you were going about to hit on something about players being so young coming into the league. I don't know if you wanted to jump in.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, a lot of these players now, they're so young and times is so different with, how things are going. Like they're coming straight out of high school. A lot of these kids don't have like mentors, so it's hard for them to navigate through the league. And then, like you said, substance abuse. Like now it's like everybody wants to do a little something, and that also, mixed with mental health, it could just trigger you in the wrong way. So, like I said, I don't really know what's going on. I saw a little something on Twitter, X, whatever you call it. But
Hmm.
I saw that and I was like, you know, it just like I said, it's like a vicious cycle and it just keeps going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
No,
a
it's
great
true.
point.
Yeah. And so John already kind of touched on it a little bit, but I thought we should spend a little time here as well. The chaos doesn't stop there. The the Charlotte is just there's so much going on over there. Um, you know, they just have this stigma about them. These young players are definitely not getting the right support system over there. Someone's not pulling them to the side and kind of helping guide some of their decision making. You can't put yourself in someone's shoes or tell them what to do, but you can help give them some navigation. Like, try think about this, man. You know what I mean? Like, you got the whole thing with PJ Jefferson dealing with Brittany Renner. That was a whole big story. And it's one thing if it's just okay, he's dealing with someone like Brittany Renner, fine, and but it's everywhere on every social media platform. It's becoming topics like they got her all over the place. So it's just blowing him up and blowing up everything that's going on with their family because I think they have a kid together. Uh yeah, it's just too much, right? So you got that going on. Then
It's
you
a
got the
lot.
Miles. Then you got the Miles Bridges thing, and this is Miles Bridges part two. The first one was the domestic violence situation where he was arrested for domestic violence, right? And then the details of that story I don't want
Mm.
to get into because I don't know everything. There's always three sides to every story, right? But something happened, right? So now you got
Mhm.
that. He's under scrutiny. They basically kick him out of the league for, like basically suspend him so he can get his mind right and get stuff going. And then it's one of those, we'll reevaluate you and then see if you can come back into the league to where you were. Now he's on the cusp of that process, right? He's pretty much been out the league for a year almost. And now he's getting rearrested for apparently, John, it was did he break a windshield of the
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what I read was something about an open warrant for
yeah, he had right.
a part of the domestic dispute that was filed against him, and I think that domestic dispute had something to do with him breaking his spouse's, or I don't know if they're married, but the
Mhm.
windshield with like
Right.
I think it was like cue balls
Pool
or something
ball,
like
cue
that.
balls
Pool
or something
balls.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's just like, look, everybody's human and anybody can be pushed to a brink of doing something idiotic. And that's not
Mhm.
big in the grand scheme of things. You get into an argument because there's so much stress going on and you make a really poor decision, like throwing something at the window and it breaks. Okay. But on top of the fact that you're out the league, you got a domestic violence thing hanging over your head, you're in a custody issue and all this stuff, and you're basically at home stressed out about everything. It's not a good look. It's not a great look. That's not good. So yeah. What do you
Bringing
think
that
about
unnecessary
yeah,
attention.
no, I'm sorry, say that again?
I said bringing that unnecessary attention.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, I mean, question for you. Do you think that players make mistakes, right? In all different types of sports. They're human,
Mhm.
and sometimes things happen. Do you think that a player should get a second chance for doing something that is considered a mistake that reflects on that person's livelihood? It's bad enough that he has to get suspended and can't play. I'm not saying it has to be domestic violence. It could be, I mean, who knows? Maybe you were drug dealing on the side, or you did some other crazy thing. Anything that affects your
Right.
livelihood in the sport that you're. Do you think a player should get a second chance, like to come back to whatever league they're in?
I mean, and like you said, everybody's human, so everybody does make mistakes. So at the same time, everybody, deserves a second chance. You know what I'm saying? And that's all you get is that second chance. Whether you make a change with that, that's all up to you. So,
Hmm.
um, I
Yeah.
mean, the league is really tough. Any league, a lot of
Yeah.
players always under a lot of scrutiny. So I feel for me, even if I was in those shoes, I was a basketball player, football player, I would just be moving different just because I know the spotlight is always on you. You know what I'm saying? You have to
Mm-hmm.
know who to put yourself around because a lot of those mistakes come from just being around the wrong people.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
fact.
Yep, 100%. That is a big fact. Like that's a lot of
Yeah,
what has to go on with these, especially these young players. Well, it's yes, definitely the young players because the older players already know. Either they know because they've experienced it, or they got their fellow players that are like, "Yo, what are you doing?" Like there's always the older players get it. So
Right.
yeah, yeah, it's tough.
Influencers are the biggest distractions in everything
mm,
you do, and then like to think about like the NBA is a business first and foremost, and most businesses have a one strike rule anyway when it comes to something
yes,
of that magnitude. You know what I mean? Domestic violence specifically, like if there's any findings
mm,
about domestic violence, like you ain't gonna see the light of day, let alone get a secondary chance. So it's almost like you
serious.
should know that going into the business of basketball, business of the NBA. You know what I mean? And fortunately enough for a lot of these players, they get second chances. Like even MLB players, they'll get a second or third chance to make it up, and they'll send a
Hmm.
public apology. And sometimes it's not. Most of the times is warranted, but most of the time is not. Um, it's more PR than it is from the heart. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the most concerning part about it because it's like if you're a second time offender, what didn't you really didn't mean what you said. You know what I mean? And
Mm,
how can we take that? Like you can't take that for granted, right? Like you have to take people at their word, right? So
Right.
yeah.
you really got to show up. Actions speak louder than the words for me. So um, it's always interesting to see players get a secondary chance at you know at the business of sports entertainment.
Right, right. Shout out to the chat once again. Appreciate all of y'all. East Blue Drew said NFL you can get a murder charge and still be, still be playing. Yeah, it's kind of wild.
That's
It's
true,
it's crazy.
right?
Um, yeah, let me see here. Uh-oh. Think we lost Anya. She should be back. A little technical difficulties there, but we'll get it straight, guys. So don't you worry about it. But let's continue chopping it up. Um, Let me see here. So next up is this to me is not, I mean, I don't love everything going on with Brooklyn. I'm a Knick fan, and Brooklyn is like, ugh,
Before before we
but
go on to before we go on to Brooklyn, Bo Ishmael, thank you for joining us today. Put it on the chat. This is he sort of broke it down of what Miles is
oh,
going
okay.
through.
Yeah. Okay,
So
let's get
let's
Anya
read
back.
that up.
Let me get Anya back in here. There we
I'm
go.
sorry. Somebody called me. Sorry,
Yeah, that's
y'all.
okay. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that's just going to happen. I guess only thing you can do is ignore it, which is but if you got to take it, I
I know. I
understand because
tried to ignore him. My phone is so out of whack. I really wish I would have been able to use my computer for real.
that's okay. We make it work. We happy to have you here, and thank you
Yeah.
for giving us your takes. Appreciate it. Um,
Yes.
Bo Ismail said that okay, Miles Bridges is getting arrested for violating his court order and child abuse for his attack at his child's mother with the kids in the car. That will do it.
Hmm.
Right.
That will do
Yeah.
it.
The kids in the car.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
over.
yeah. And unfortunately, the kids. Listen, I don't know. That's a whole other story, and we can spend a whole bunch of time talking about Miles Bridges. But even the first incident that he got in trouble for, his kid was there. His kid was the one who basically said
Mm.
what he did. Like, you gotta chill, B. You gotta chill. It's too much. It's too much, man. It's too much. So, like, I don't know. I don't know. Miles Bridges, get it together, brother. Get it together. You're a young man. You might still get a chance, but people are saying right now that this is just another poor instance of him not controlling himself, and might be the writings on the wall for his NBA career. So who knows? I don't know. That's a shame though, but he's a very talented player. Teams could definitely benefit from all that talent. But if you're not a good person, I mean, I honestly, I'm a big character guy, and I don't necessarily. If you tell me I got a player who is a model citizen who gives me 15 points a game and like 5 assists and maybe a couple rebounds, and I got this guy who gives me 25 points a game and 10 rebounds and maybe 3 assists, but he's a horrible person and treats people badly and does some really unsavory things, I'm going with the other guy. I'll take the less points for a better character player on my team. But that's just me. I know everybody don't think that way. Yeah.
It's better for endorsements.
Well, yeah, it definitely helps. Don't stop the money. When you stop the money, that's when you got a problem. That's when the NBA or any league is going to be on you. Like, don't stop the money.
Facts.
So that brings us to, like I said, I was talking about the Brooklyn Nets, and this is actually, interesting take about, what's going on. And I can understand where he's coming from. So Nick Claxton from the Brooklyn Nets questions if the Brooklyn Nets should play an exhibition game versus the Israeli team that they're scheduled to play. You guys obviously know there's a lot going on with, Israel and the Hamas. They're warring, and it's really brutal. Like, there's always going to be brutality in wars. It's never, but this has been like outside of the actual stuff that's going on, the devastation. It's also the way in which they're going about it. It's really nasty. There's just no regard for anything right now. So I could understand some hesitation with wanting to play a team that is somehow, connected to this whole thing. Not that it's not them, but it's a lot going on over there. So I don't know. The team name is Maccabi Ranana. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And I'm sorry if I said that wrong. But yeah, like, it's just bad timing. If the NBA wants to revisit it at a later time, I think they should definitely think about doing that. But I think right now is probably not the best time to play this Israeli team. What do you guys think about it? Anya, what's your thoughts? Can you hear me? Anya? Uh-oh, may have lost her. She's there, but we can't. I don't think she can hear that we're talking. Well, John, let me see if you what's your thoughts on what's going on?
I would say she may have to reset. I'm thinking that I'll be surprised if the Israeli team actually wants to play in this game. You know what I mean? Just because they'll be dealing with a lot of loved ones, more concerned about the safety of their loved ones and their family versus wanting to play, what this is a game. It's a game. And I think for them, it's going to be very difficult to take their minds away from what's actually happening in their home country, let alone, for any of the players in the United States or a team in Brooklyn that would want to, partake in a game that is pretty much meaningless to have outside of just trying to push the concept of having a world, like the NBA be world renowned. I don't think it's necessary to have. I don't really understand Nick Claxton's reasoning for not wanting to play necessarily, but again, to each his own. I don't think he's by far, said anything that's outlandish. At least I hope he didn't. But
let me see what did Nick say. So Nick says, we feel for the players that we are playing against, Claxton said on Wednesday. I don't know if we should be playing the game. Personally, I don't feel that we should be playing the game, but we feel for them, and we're going to go out there and do our job. There are bigger things going on in the world than basketball. So I guess it's just coming from a respect standpoint. Like, we're playing a basketball game against you guys, and your country is in war. Like, it's just like,
Like it's the last thing on their mind. Like it's the last thing
Right,
they want to be doing. So
right, yeah.
yeah, I'm with them there.
Um, so yeah, I mean, it's a tough one. It's a tough call because when the thing is like there's all these things that are plans and all this stuff that's already set and it's in place. And outside of what is actually happening, we don't know what's tied to this game, this exhibition game. Like this is just another exhibition game for an NBA team, right? But for that Israeli team, this might be huge. There might be money tied to this that the country is getting for this game, sponsorship that has been developed for this game, and to take that away could be even more hurtful, to what they got going on. There's just, you never know. It's always this other underlying stuff that we don't think about.
Yeah, I mean the business of war is the business of war. So I mean, you know, enough said there.
Yes. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Um well, just for the sake of time, I kind of just want to breeze through a couple more of these topics and then get to the second half of the show. Um, yeah, I agree with you. Yes,
Parish.
Paris.
Yeah.
I'm with you, brother. I hear you. Um, so next up on the docket here is, uh, you know, man, this is tough because if you're a Nick fan, you know who this person is, and he's been a big part of the Nick organization. He's been a coach in the league for many years. His son just won a championship with the Denver Nuggets. Oh
Mm.
man, Brendan Malone passes away. So let me see if I can educate some
And
people out
peace.
there. Yeah, on Brendan Malone, because a lot of people don't know too much about him. Especially the younger whippersnappers out here.
Right.
So Brendan Malone,
I
yeah, it's okay. No, it's fine, Anya. Brendan Malone coached in the NBA for over 30 years. He was
mm,
most recently an assistant coach with the Detroit Pistons in 2016. Um, uh, his son, Mike Malone, coached the Nuggets to their first ever NBA championship in 2023 that just passed. Um, and he has also been a really intricate part of what's been happening around the NBA for many, many years. He's been kept connected to the New York Knicks organization for many, many years. And he's kind of like a household name throughout the Knicks organization. So unfortunately, uh, he passed away at the age of 81 years old. He
well,
looks like he had from everything he's done, he had a really good life. Um, and wish his family the best. Condolences to the Malone family. It's a
yeah.
tough one to lose a man of his stature and his impact. But he was an amazing guy. So apparently, everyone who knew him said they were lucky to even know of him. So shout out to Brendan Malone. Just wanted to give a quick little shout out to him.
Yes.
Outside of
His family.
just yeah, the family, and outside of him just being an NBA coach and stuff, and his son, but also the fact that he was connected to the Nick organization for many years. So
Yeah.
highly talked about.
You know what's great is that he was able to witness his son winning a championship.
Right. Very true,
As a
John.
former
Very
coach is
true.
something that you would hold true. A player, coach, you wanna see that for your next of kin, and he was able to see that. So that's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. It's a tough one, but this is life. So shout out to the Malone family, and thank you to Brendan Malone for everything he has done with the game of basketball. Um, I also want to get to a story that took me back a little bit. I was kind of surprised. I didn't know that. I mean, I guess teams used to do this back in the day. I heard of it, but I haven't heard of it in a very long time. So it's nice to see this type of stuff happening. Guys, if you don't know, apparently you guys know exhibition games happen, but apparently, they still go far and wide with where they do these things. So The Golden State Warriors coaches and staff held an exhibition game at San Quentin Prison and played the San Quentin Warriors team. And get this, guys, the San Quentin Warriors team was coached by none other than Chris Paul and Klay Thompson. So how about that? What do you think about that, John?
That's wild. That's a wild one. That is, I didn't expect to hear that. But listen, we've seen stranger things, right? Like, but I guess we're really getting out there. They're really trying to mix it up in the NBA, really trying to get out there and get the word out, and they really just trying to be global and figuring, trying to make the brand global. And it's interesting. I'm sure the prisoners at St. Quentin really enjoyed that time and that experience. You know, yeah, I would have never thought that would have never in 1,000 years come to mind for an exhibition or a location to have an exhibition. And I would have guessed boxing, or MMA before a basketball game. But maybe, I think it was unique at best. Unique.
Definitely say it is unique. Definitely different. That doesn't happen a lot, but when it does happen, it has to be the right team to be able to carry that out. And Golden State has always been really big in the community. They're big into their faith. They're a really good bunch over there, and they run a certain way. So it's really dope to see that they were able to do that. So let's get Anya back in here. Okay. All right. So yeah, I was just telling John that the Golden State Warriors team, their coaches and staff, had an exhibition game versus the San Quentin Warriors in prison. So apparently they played the prison team. And hey, just for those out there that think the prison guys they don't have no game, the prison guys won. The prison guys won. Let's go.
It again.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's
pretty
wild.
dope. That's pretty dope.
I tell you, there were there was a saying when we grew up when people played and were constantly fouling. It's like, yo, you playing jail ball. You remember that?
Right. Yeah.
And so, like, I'm wondering who was reffing the game. You know what I mean? Did they have real officials or were they inmates as well officiating the games?
They didn't show any footage, so
they were letting some of them go. You know what I mean?
I'm sure some of them calls they let go. Yeah, I'm definitely sure they let some of them calls go.
Word.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting. So, I don't know, man. I would just say, stay tuned because there's probably going to be more of that stuff going on. I mean, it's good community work. It's good stuff to happen.
Yeah.
Let me
It looks like
say
Anya's
shout out.
having trouble, but let's
Yeah,
just keep
yeah.
it on this 3 shot so when she comes in, we won't have to switch it back and forth.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Shout out to Paris Duggar. Thank you for the generous super chat. Appreciate you as always, my brother. He says, "Where did our Knicks end up on the top 100 list?" Well,
Top 100 of what? Like of teams to look to garner attention? Because I mean,
I
the
didn't
most
see the
notable
I
team,
didn't
right?
see the list. I didn't see the list personally. I saw that there was a top like 100 ranking list of players. Are
Interesting.
you talking about the players list or well, it has to be players because it's not 100 teams. So the players list, I don't know. Was it updated? Because the list I saw in the past had the Knicks players like really like I remember Jalen Brunson was like in the 30s, like 37, 39. Julius Randle was like 57 or something. I don't know if this is the same list you're talking about, or is this a different list that I'm looking at it. Are you talking about the ESPN list, Parrish?
The player rankings.
Yeah, maybe that's what you're talking about. Because
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a different list from the one that I saw.
Yeah, that I see something saying that Wembanyama was debuted at number 47. It's interesting.
Yeah. So I
Find
don't
the
know,
list.
Paris. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do a little digging, and maybe something that I get into and we talk about on the Saturday show. Know the Ledge show. Yeah, that's a shameless plug right there. So, but I'll definitely look into it for you, brother. I appreciate the generous super chat as always. Um, so thank you. All right. I think it's about that time, guys. I think it's about that time. Let's get into what we like to call the second half of the show. Yes. So this is the hip hop portion of the show, guys. Thank you for being here and rocking with us. But we got ourselves a hip hop artist in the midst. So we would love to kind of get into this part of the show and really get to understand and know our special guest Anya Labella tonight. Once again, thank you for being with us, Anya. Can you hear me okay?
Oh my God, we need a do-over, y'all.
No, we can't do over. We live. This is like live TV. This is like the guy on the scene. Okay, Bob. I'm getting it, Bob. It's okay. Don't you
Hold
worry about it. We
on.
all right. We're gonna figure it out. Um,
For real. Hold on.
we
Let
get,
me do this.
okay, no problem. We bear with you. So while Anya's trying to fix her setup that's going on, um, John, I don't know, were you able to see any of the BET Hip Hop Awards?
Um, I caught highlights of it. I haven't had the chance to sit through any kind of programming outside of like an NBA game or um, I'm a big baseball fan, so I've been catching, the MLB playoffs. So outside of that, I haven't really caught any sort of other programming outside of our own.
Right, right,
So yeah, unfortunately, no. I caught some highlights from here and there, and then I caught the math interviews, the math Hoffa interviews on the red
right,
carpet.
right,
I caught some of those.
right,
So, but
right.
outside of that, not really.
Okay, okay.
Any performances stood out to you?
Um, I mean, I only really cared about one performance in particular, which was the So Def little mini performance there where Jermaine Dupri kind of because of the is it the 30th? I think it's the 30th anniversary.
Yeah, it was 30th
So
anniversary of So
of
So
So
Def,
Def.
right?
He brought
The
out a
mashup.
bunch of different people. Yeah, yeah. Which is pretty cool. I think it was pretty cool, and so I was really excited to see. I mean, he brought out Bone Crusher, man. I mean, Bone Crusher. You
I
know what I
saw that.
mean?
I saw that. I think we good
Hey.
now. I think we good to go.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
we're
yeah.
back.
You look crispy, you sound good, and you can hear us. So that's all
Okay.
that
All
matters.
right.
There we go. All right, we straight. So were you able to see any of the BET awards? Hip hop
I didn't
awards?
get to see it because I was working, but I did see some clips. I did see Bone Crusher. I seen Chingy he had. All of that, that was showing my age here, but that was my era. So, it was good to see all of that. Young Jeezy, DJ Drama. Yeah, they did good with
Nostalgia.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty dope. He brought out first off he paid a little homage to Crisscross. He
Mm-hmm.
rapped a little bit of the jump thing because obviously one of them passed away and
Yeah, I saw
maybe
that.
maybe it was uncomfortable to bring the other one out there by himself.
Right.
So he kind of rapped it a little bit. Then he went into the Bone Crusher set. No. Then he went into Welcome to Atlanta with Ludacris.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Then he went into the I think then he went into the Bone Crusher if I'm not mistaken. And then he went into Lil
He
John,
did, he did Nelly too, right?
he did Nelly. Nelly came
Yeah.
out. He did the lean with it, rock with it stuff. Uh,
Ah, yeah.
he brought the brat out. Then he finished the little set and he brought out Tyrese. Tyrese
Mm.
has a song with So Def. Then he finished the set with Bow Wow, which was pretty cool because y'all know him and Bow
And
Wow
I'm
is like
surprised.
like
I'm
little right,
surprised.
yeah. They've been beefing
But
for a
Bow
minute, so
Wow,
it's nice.
And carrying on, I was very surprised to see that part of the show. So I was like,
Right.
but that's just JD. He always,
but the
Yeah.
honest truth though, Bow Wow was his biggest artist.
yeah, he was. He really
Facts.
was.
Facts.
So he had to
100%.
have him no matter what.
Yeah. It ain't the
Yeah.
same without Bow Wow.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
100% right. Yeah.
for real.
That's weird. It's weird without Bow Wow. What?
Hmm. Got a lot of hits.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so for the sake of time, and Anya, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna get you back on at a later time, right? Because
Yes,
because I know you got stuff going on, and we want to, champion some of that stuff that you got going on, and see where you went from this point to a
yes.
little way away. See where
Oh
and
yeah,
we'll
because
bring
I
you
got
back
a lot of
on.
stuff going on.
I know you do. We're going to talk about it a little bit, but I also want to bring you back once all that stuff starts to pop and bubble. And
Okay,
also we got a little trivia thing called check the rhyme. For the sake of time, we're not going to do it tonight, but I want to
okay.
get you and I want to allow you to be a part of that
Yes,
because
we
I think
gonna
that'll
get
be
it
really cool.
next time. It's gonna be perfect.
Yeah,
Yes,
for
yes,
sure.
Close
yes.
to it.
In the meantime, can you share with our viewers where you're from, how'd you get started, and who were your influences in hip hop?
So I'm Anya Labella. Originally, I'm from the Bronx, born and raised, 10 years. Um, I moved to Long Island at one point. From living in the Bronx, I just moved around a little bit. So that actually helped to, influence me with music wise because I have a lot of influences. Um, I could say I actually started rapping when I was probably like 7 or 8. My aunt, she had, you know, at the time it was like, damn, I'm showing my age again, but a while back, she had a Mace on the cassette tape, and me and my friend, we recorded over that, and we were like freestyling. So that was kind of like my first little start into it. And then, as I got older, I started doing poetry. And that
Mm,
really furthered me, with music because from there I went, to using instrumentals. And then I would just listen to instrumentals and I would write my poetry. And then that poetry just turned into music. And I was writing ever since. And it was about 2018. One of my coworkers actually, he was a producer. And he was like, one day let's get together. I'll make a beat or whatever. And I'm like, all right, I was writing at the time. I wasn't really taking my music serious because I was working, life was life. And so I was just
mhm.
still writing, to get through my trials and my tribulations. And one day he came to my house and he had a beat that he had made. I don't think I still have it up, but there was a song I did. It was called Price of Freedom. I dropped it back in 2020. Um, and that was the song that really kind of put the battery in my back to just start recording music and, taking this journey of seeing where, things can go with this music.
Mm, dope. That's
Super
dope.
dope.
Um, so being that we are in the 50th anniversary of hip hop. There's been a lot of conversation about how hip hop is being put back on the pedestal, even though like hip hop is like one of the most successful genres of music right now in the world. But
Mm.
it's like it, I don't want to say it that way. It
Hey, you have
sounds
to
it
say
sounds
it. It is
Yes,
not one
it
of.
actually
It
no, it,
is.
it is now. Yeah, that's right. I'm so used to saying it is one of, but it is the
It is the one.
biggest genre of music now. That's
Yes.
crazy. I can't even believe I'm saying that. Um, I don't want to sound biased, but because of the 50 years anniversary of hip hop, it seems like some people are saying real hip hop is back. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
because the veterans of hip hop, these concerts, these performances, these shows are sold out.
Yes.
They are making
Yes.
numbers. compared to the new artists that are successful, like these
Mhm.
hip hop legends and stuff, they running shop right now.
Yes.
So it's really dope to see. Who were your influences like growing up with regards to artists? Was there any people in particular that you really rocked with that you loved?
Yeah, I had a lot of influences growing up. Like I said, I moved around, so I got to listen to a whole bunch of different type of music. Um, Queen Latifah, MC Light, um, Rakim. I mean, I'm from the Bronx, so Boogie Down
Mm,
Productions,
mhm,
and I mean DMX, Mace, Cameron. Uh, I mean, the list goes on. People. Some people shun me for this, but Joe Budden actually played a big part in my music because when I was going through it, his music was what actually kept me going. And from him, I learned, like, you know what I'm saying? It was okay to share, like, the most vulnerable parts of yourself because he would do that. You know what I'm saying? Anything that was going on in
mhm.
his life, he would put it into his music. So that's another one of my big inspirations.
Yeah, shout outs to Joe Bunch. He don't get enough credit for his
Yes,
lyricism,
he really does.
because he dropped a couple of albums that were straight therapy,
Yes.
and legit, classic albums. So
Hmm.
everyone just tries to toy with the Pump It Up and
Right.
that
Yes.
single, and it
And I,
really is synonymous. But you can't hate him for it. You know what I mean? Got him on the map. But I
yep.
think his body of work speaks for itself, and
Mhm.
one of the reasons why even Slaughterhouse was this as a group
Yeah.
was disappointed when he broke away and
Yeah.
decided not to do rap anymore. So, shout out
Yeah.
to Joe.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Joe. I mean, listen, I think, real quick with regards to Joe Budden, I think Joe Budden is terribly underrated. He has his hip hop's wordsmith. He
Hmm.
definitely is one of the better hip hop artists that we've had. So yeah, I
Yes.
think his pen and his lyricism gets downplayed a lot, and I think it's just probably because people just don't like his personality sometimes, how
Right.
he
It
comes off. But
overshadows
and
him.
they,
Yep.
yeah, it overshadows how good of an artist he. People be
Mhm.
acting like he's a podcaster and not a artist that's been doing it with
Right.
multiple albums. Like
Right.
his
I'm
Well,
like,
following is
they think,
is crazy.
and he's saying that his opinion doesn't matter. Like, man, this man, you don't know what he's accomplished. You guys don't know. Like, and that's this day and age.
but not to mention, even in the in sort of the podcasting platform, he's a pioneer to some degree,
Yes.
Yeah.
right?
Even, yes.
So
Even for that.
he's he's pioneered a lot of things in the hip hop culture, and in movements in the hip hop culture. So you got to give him credit what credit is due. And
Hmm.
again, I think Ron, you hit it on the nose. Is really about people pay more attention about the character he presents himself to be versus what he's accomplished and the things that
Right.
he's pushed forward. So
Right.
again, I don't know him personally, so
Hmm.
I could be wrong, but I'm sure there are folks in this world that he's beloved by, and so there must be a reason
I'm
for
one
it,
of them.
right? There you go.
Agreed. Agreed. Yeah. Agreed. Um, yeah. So we were. I guess what we should do is we'll talk about the stuff that you got going on that's coming up for you. But before we do that, it might be nice to hear a little music from
Yes.
now. Now here's the thing. Uh, because of YouTube, right, and because of the show, um, we are trying to give like the clean version of stuff, because of YouTube censors and all that stuff, and we just want to
Mhm.
make sure everything's cool. But I'm gonna play this joint, right, and then after I'm just gonna play a little snippet of another song that Anya has that's a little less clean friendly, but it's bleeped. But I'm only gonna play a little bit of it because that's a bop, man. That's my joint right now. I like
And
that
this
joint.
first one is
Um,
unreleased. Nobody has heard this first one besides two people. So this is
Okay,
really
oh, the one,
exclusive.
let's go
the one.
exclusive.
Oh,
Yes.
so that the one that I like. That's the bop.
No,
Is that the
that
one,
one
or
is
you, or is
out. This one that you're
Oh,
about to
okay.
play, it hasn't.
No one
I
had really heard.
haven't.
Okay,
This
I
is
got
on
you.
my EP.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
All right. So this song I believe is called "Loyalty Lies,"
Yes.
and who is the producers on the song? The producer, should I say?
His name is Chris. Damn, I forgot his last name. I actually just started working with him. The producer is Draco for the beat. And Chris, he engineered everything. It's Fire Studios. I live out in Jersey right now. But it was recorded out here in Fire Studios over in North Bergen. Dope guy.
Okay, good. Well, listen, man. I think you guys are gonna enjoy it. I don't know. Of course, I've heard it already, but don't mind me. All right, so let's get into this track. It's called "Loyalty Lies," and it's by Anya Labella, our special guest. Listen, you guys don't know, man. You might be listening to a star in the making. It might be popping up. You're like, oh, you going back in it? Yo, remember Anya was on? Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
yes. So let's play this joint. We'll come back and chop it up a little bit more.
Right.
Draco made a hit with this.
Labella. Loyalty lies with family ties. We say our goodbyes, the turn of the tide is rooted inside. For you to decide, the truth is a lie, but not by surprise. My loyalty lies with family ties. We say our goodbyes, the turn of the tide is rooted inside. For you to decide, the truth is a lie, but not by surprise. Remain different, no bank the same mission. Went out the game pitching, came back up in the kitchen. Fact, straight nutrition, follow my intuition. Now we in position, bars express the coalition. Talking big business, what is it that you missing? Only here on a mission, baby talk to me different. It was written, then we speak it into existence. Big difference, have a seat, pay attention. My loyalty lies with family ties. We say our goodbyes, the turn of the tide is rooted inside. For you to decide, the truth is a lie, but not by surprise. My loyalty lies with family ties. We say our goodbyes, the turn of the tide is rooted inside. For you to decide, the truth is a lie, but not by surprise. Wanna do this shit again, from beginning to the end. I wake up every morning, gotta get it, gotta win. From the hell that I rose in, let's not pretend. Take the L.O. not again. Them corners gotta bend, outside looking in. Got no heart inside to mend, it's tough to comprehend. Wanna chat, have my back end, only chasing dividends. Don't keep up with no trends, gotta hold on to the end. I hope you listen in. My loyalty lies with family ties. We say our goodbyes, the turn of the tide is rooted inside. For you to decide, the truth is a lie, but not by surprise. My loyalty lies with family ties. We say our goodbyes, the turn of the tide is rooted inside. For you to decide, the truth is a lie, but not by surprise.
Yes. Nice. Very nice. There you go. Let's go.
God.
Thank you for that, Anya. Appreciate that.
super
That was
dope.
Loyalty Lies.
What did y'all think?
No, I like
think
it.
It's dope. I like it.
Dope. It's tough.
like
It's tough.
Yeah.
Hold on. We got someone in the chat put something up there. Let's put that up there for her.
Oh, balls galore. Okay. Let's see you,
Okay.
King Ribby.
Yeah.
Hey.
King Ribby,
All right,
yeah,
see?
we out here.
Yeah. So see, DJ Space Ghost likes it too. Okay.
Yes, thank y'all.
Yeah. I think it sounds good. I think it's a nice album track. So definitely one of those that I think it's good to have on your project. I like it.
Yes.
And let me just look. I'm a little biased. I know. Look, that
Here
don't
we
mean
go.
anything. Everything. I'm a little biased.
Not his favorite.
This is my bop. You know what I mean? Let me play my bop real quick. Hold on. I might bust my two-step, but y'all can't see me. Anyway, here we go. Let me play this.
Right. 2, 3. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Our presence here is strong. Come on. What time is you on? We can get you gone. Word is my bond. Wait, hold on. Our presence here is strong. Trying to figure me out. Gotta pivot, reroute. Ain't no no kin to me, clowns. Picture me now, you bitches rebounds, and this how me sounds. Tried to reach down, but was wishing me down. Oh, look at me now, couldn't be wild. I wouldn't sleep now, knowing deep down this ain't what you want. You bitches trying to flaunt, you bitches trying to front. Let me give you what you want. Ho, nigga, pick a side. You giving different vibes. Step to the side, let a real nigga slide. Baby, I'm one of a kind. I can't lie. Couldn't tell you why they love hating. I ain't my type of talk, ain't wasting time. This ain't what you want, don't waste your time. Give you what you want, don't waste no time. Lights, camera, action, let's go, showtime. Wait, hold on, our presence here is strong. Bitch, come on, what type of shit you want? We could get you gone, word is not born. Wait, hold on, our presence here is strong. Wait, hold on, our presence here is strong. Bitch, come on, what type of shit you want? We could get you gone, word is not born. Wait, hold on, our presence here is strong. Do my little
All right.
Oh, Ron, Ron, you on one right there. I see you
Yeah,
getting hard and all that.
yeah. You know what I mean?
That's
That's
the
a
vibe
bop,
right
B,
there.
you know. Ah,
I need that track to bump on my way to work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
dropping
man. I like that's a
that
bop.
very soon.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Can't wait to
Yeah,
hear that and see that as well.
Yes, it's gonna be
yeah.
dope, man.
You already have your videographers lined up and all of that, huh?
Yeah, actually, I shot the video. I think that was about 3 weeks ago. I shot the video.
Super
There's a
dope.
spot in a story. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. It's called FD Studios, and it
Okay.
has like a whole
Okay.
bunch of different backdrops and everything. I also
Nice.
recorded in like the garage of my job. Um, and one of my coworkers, he came. He had a Mercedes, so I put that in the video. So
Dope.
he hit me the other day. I
Yeah.
have to, do a rollout and everything like that. I'm kind of working backwards. I'm still, learning as I go. But
You
I
in the
will be dropping
grind.
a video soon.
Yeah, listen,
No,
stay
but
on that
listen,
grind.
yeah, listen to
Thank
this man right here. Just keep pushing because guess what? Like, really, when it comes, you a newbie still. Like, even though
you.
it's 2020 when you started, this is all it's okay. Like you still
Yes.
cutting your teeth,
3
but
years.
you already doing some some that's some heat right there. Your
Thank you.
song, your album track is dope, and then this song got some heat. Like you're on the right path. I think
Thank you.
you good.
Thank
You
you.
good.
And
It
I'll
took
tell you
me a
something.
long time to get here, man. A long time. I'm very like private. My music was like sacred to me. I never wanted to share it with nobody. So,
Mm.
it was last year, the top of last year, that I finally said, okay, I'm gonna release my first song. And, y'all would like that one too. It's called Billions, out
Nice.
iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. But yeah, so I'm just pushing, man. I'm just pushing.
That's dope. And not for nothing, I listen to a lot of music, but you have a distinct voice and you have a dope cadence to your lyrics. Like you really know how to ride the beat in the right way, in the way that I knew growing up. I listened to artists, like a MC Light and Queen Latifah and
Yes.
Remy, and they know how to ride the wave of a beat. And so I think you do a really good job. So kudos to you.
Thank
You
you.
are a student of the game. I can
Yeah.
tell by the way you lay down the lyrics and on the track. And King Ribby is looking for a feature. He's like, I need a feature.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
You
Hit
know what I'm
me up.
saying?
It's Anya
So
Labella all everywhere. Twitter,
there we
Instagram.
go.
Well, not Facebook, but man, hit me up. I'm working. I'm trying to do more features. Please, anybody, any feedback. I'm
Yeah.
always open ears. I need to hear it.
Let's put constructive criticism.
Yeah,
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I love it.
Yeah.
So let's put
Yeah.
what is it? Say it one more time for everybody. It's right there
Um,
on below.
it's Anya
IS.
underscore Labella 87. That's on IG. Twitter is just Anya Labella, but you can find me on IG
Okay.
all the time.
There we go. We'll put it right up there for you, right
Let me
underneath.
just
He'll
change that
adjust it.
real quick. It's just Anya Labella on Twitter. Okay. Is it underscore or no?
No. But you don't have to put my Twitter, just IG, because that's where I do most of my networking and connecting.
Okay, no problem. I'll do that then. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right,
And
sure.
again, we're gonna have you back on, and
Yes,
hopefully
yes,
by
yes.
then the EP will be out. we could promote it.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
One thing we definitely gonna do is we're gonna make sure you're on your laptop. We lock that
Bro,
in.
get it
You know
tonight.
what I mean?
I'll get it tonight because this was embarrassing.
It's all good. It's all good.
Nah,
We're
don't
gonna have you
listen.
back on.
We've been doing this for like 3 years. This show is new, so this is
That's
like
right.
this is
Okay.
our 9th episode. But we've
Yeah,
been
I
doing
checked y'all. I
podcasts and
was
stuff.
checking.
Yeah, we've been doing it for like 3 years. We've gone through a lot of different things, so we've experienced everything. So don't you
We
worry
learning
about
as
it.
we go.
That's right.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
you gotta be willing to do it though, right? You gotta go through the
Yes.
bumps and bruises before you become who you want to become in the future. So
You ain't never
it's all
lie.
Exactly.
growing pains,
Exactly.
growing pains. That's all it is.
Well, I just want to say thank you to everybody. We're kind of pressed for time, unfortunately, but we will definitely get Anya back on with us, dedicate another show for her, and see where things have gone from this point to where she will be at the next point we get her back on. And I'm sure there's going to be more interesting things to come. Hopefully, we get you on like right after when the EP is done,
Yes.
and be back and play another exclusive joint.
Yeah, and share the video and all of that.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm telling you, I have so much. We're gonna have a good time next time because I'm coming with more.
Well,
We got to do more, you know.
Absolutely.
I wasn't. I
yeah.
was in tune, but I wasn't tuned in. So next time we gonna do it real right.
I like that. I
All
like
good.
that. Thank you for being here once again, Anya. Appreciate you. And just hang tight. I'm gonna drop you down. We'll close the
Before
show.
we do so, though, I just also
Mhm.
want to recognize Anya for coming on in such a serious situation that you have. And if you want, I'm gonna leave this platform for you to say some final words for today's show. We appreciate you really, really for coming on. Please share.
I appreciate you guys for having me. Like I was super excited to do this show. You know, my I don't even know. He was like a big brother, like a father to me. Really, he was a big part of the reason why I started, doing more stuff with my music. I shot a video. I've done a couple of showcases, and just because he would always say, like, I'm your biggest fan. We talked every other day. The only thing I'm going to say is, anybody you love, just make sure, you connect with them. You never know what people are going through. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to lose that opportunity. I'm just grateful, you know what I'm saying? I got to talk to him yesterday and it was a great conversation. So just connect with your loved ones.
Definitely.
And I love y'all. Thank y'all for having me again. It was a pleasure.
Thank you once again for being here with us, Anya. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Yeah, man, it's definitely sad times and tough to see someone like that pass away. That's been so integral in your life. But I appreciate you for being here and sticking it out with us. So thank you
Yeah.
so much. Okay, Anya, appreciate you.
All right.
Let me just drop you down and close the show. Okay. Yeah, John, man, really good show. Like I said, guys, we'll get Anya back on, but for what it was, the show was great, and we can't wait to have her on again. As you can see, the enthusiasm is real. Thank you guys for tuning in. Continue to support the NBA wrap up and everything we've got going on. We appreciate you guys as always, and watch us grow, man. We're gonna keep giving you more and more content. John, final words.
Yeah, as always, stay blessed out there, stay safe, and looking forward to the next one.
All right. Thank you, guys. Listen, tell a friend, still Knicks fans. We'll be back in, whether it be on the NBA Wrap Up 8:30s on the Nothing But Knicks Network, on Thursdays, on Saturdays, 11:30 a.m. Know the Ledge with your boy. That's me. Or on Mondays, SKF Weekly with my guy, John, Ron, and my brother Jose, holding it down, 9 p.m. on Mondays. So please continue to stay tuned and rock with us. We are out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all did it. We did it, Brooklyn. Oh man. we out. We out. I'm done. I'm done.
Make a clap, 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 make a clap.
Fake it is.